Hi, everybody. It's Greg from Doc Sports back with your Docs Daily for Thursday, the 9th of October, 2025. Hopefully, we'll have some guys joining me. Unfortunately, Lenny's got a little issue in the family today, so he's off today. But hopefully, Robert or Nick or some of these guys join me today. But if not, we'll have an abbreviated show, give you out some free picks. Want to talk, of course, NFL tonight. Big card in college football for a Thursday night. So we'll get in all that. Don't forget, though, before we get to it, taking care of business here, get in on that free $60 account. It's very simple to get in. All you got to do is click docsports.com/free60. If I can get that. So here it is, docsports.com/free60. Sorry, I'm taking care of the behind the scenes as well. You get in on that free $60 account if you're a new customer. Of course, you're an existing customer. You know how to do it. And I do have a promo code for you that's good for my plays. If you go, it's Taco Win 10. So TACOWIN 10 saves you 10% off today. If you want my top play, I have a top play 4-unit in the prop section, 2-unit in the NHL. And if you want to get in on the YouTube Premium, it's very simple. People say, hey, how do you find out and get a glimpse of what you guys like? This is where you do it. We have 3 levels. Level 1's $4.99. That's Lenny's plays every day. Level 2 is Indian Cowboy. So you get level 1 and 2 included in that. It's just $19.99 a month. And then if you want all 3 levels, it's $49.99 a month. You click the link in the description. You'll get one of my premium plays for directly off my card every day and 2 other Doc Sports experts, plus level 1 and 2 included. Okay. That's taking care of all the business here. When you look at today's games, I think the one thing you got to be careful with in the NHL is it's a lot of different things happening. We have some teams have already played, some teams on a back-to-back day, some teams are playing. This is their first game, so be very careful here. We'll talk about the NHL after the first few things, but the first thing I want to talk about is the NFL. When you see today's card, or you see the Eagles and they're at the Giants. Last week was all about the underdogs. So you know what happens with the public? Now the public they go the opposite direction. Instead of playing, you probably should be playing 60% underdogs, let's just say. Same with unders, should be in that 55 to 60% on both. But what happened is everybody will play underdogs this week. And, the most likely what happen is it'll be a little more favorites this week as it balances out as we go through the season. So tonight, I think it's one of those things. I do see some 7.5s out there. I do see some 7s, so search it around. I just don't see the Eagles getting beat. Now, can the Giants cover? I think it's possible. Jackson Dart's been really good. I do like Jackson Dart over his rushing yards tonight. I think the one thing that he does well is when he doesn't see anything, he's going to take off. And the Eagles can rush up the field. I think they'll leave some alleys for him to get there. And with his speed, I think he can get one. I think it's like 27.5 to 29, depending on the book. I think he can get one run for 30 yards tonight. So I like his rush yards over, and rush attempts. I think it's 4.5 or 5 attempts. I think he'll go over that as well. So if you like something, put in the comments. We can talk about it. Let's see. Parlay Dodgers, Brewers, Eagles money line. I do think the Dodgers bounce back today. I thought yesterday, I don't know what they were thinking. You don't throw fastballs to Schwarber, especially when he wasn't performing well in the playoffs. And he gave him a meatball right down. Like, that dude can crush fastballs. And once that happened, it was like it was like broke through. And I don't know, the Dodgers just could never get back in it. So I do like that one. The Brewers, I do think I lean towards them today. Although the Brewers, I think someone said they've lost 9 games in a row on the road in the playoffs. It goes back multiple seasons, of course, but that's a tough break. That's a tough one to swallow. And like I do think the Eagles win on the money line as well. As plus 305. That's not a terrible bet. So if you like something, put in the comments what you like. We'll talk about it. Someone said they had a bad day. Look, I had a bad day too. I had the Vegas Knights. I had the Dodgers and the Vegas Knights. The Vegas Knights on the 3-way line. They were down 3-1. They go back up 5-1 or 5-3. They give up a shorthand goal, then a really nice goal, actually, the tying goal, and then they end up losing in overtime. So, like, it happens. Tulane -7. I do see some 6.5s out there in this game as well. So search this around if you do like Tulane. It almost seems too easy. You know what I mean? Like, yes, Tulane's the better team. Why is this not higher, to be honest? I kind of thought it should be a little higher. So I kind of was leaning towards the underdog in this one. I also think Kennesaw State getting 6 points at home. Louisiana Tech, they're 5-0 against the spread, 4-1 straight up. A lot of people give them a lot of love, but it's like, who has Louisiana Tech beat? I mean, here's who's, if you watched UTEP last night, not good. They beat them. They did beat Southern Miss. I think Southern Miss isn't terrible. New Mexico State, not great. They lost 23-7 to Louisiana, to LSU. And then they beat Southeast Louisiana to open the year 24-0. So it's like they've beat one average team. I do like Southern Miss a little tonight too. Let's see. So let's see. Mars said, I always like your analysis. You're real smart. I don't know about really smart, but I'll take smart. Yeah. I want to talk this is the time of year where I start power rankings become a bigger part of what I do. And if people don't know what power rankings are, a lot of cappers use it is basically we're ranking teams from top bad to worst so that we help us to create the lines and where we think the lines end up and not just perception. Because remember, a line is more perception of how to get 50% on each side of the wager. So like, for example, tonight, if they set it at 7.5, they'll get more Giants action. So the line moves to get more action in that way. So I think the power rankings right now, I mean, you have to say Ohio, and I hate Ohio State. So when I say Ohio State's number one, but I don't think it's that great. I think the top 5 right now isn't that much separating them, to be honest. I thought Ohio State was better last year than they are this year. Miami, I think they're better than people even think. I mean, their offensive even lines are really, really good. Oregon, I still don't know because Oregon's beat one team that's any good. They beat one team. They beat they won at Penn State, and Penn State goes around and loses. So to me, I don't know. Hey, Lenny, we're talking power rankings here a little bit, college football. And yes. After we go past those teams, okay, so after we go past Ole Miss and Texas A&M and Oklahoma and Indiana, all undefeated. Indiana plays Oregon this week, so we're going to find out about those two. Oklahoma plays Texas. We're going to find out about them. Texas A&M and Ole Miss, I think the SEC's, this is the weakest the SEC's been in a long time. Now, that doesn't mean they're not good. I just think the top 6 teams, anybody can beat anybody on any given day. I just can't see any of them going undefeated this year. I have a feeling they'll all lose one. Alabama's hasn't lost one in the league. They lost one to Florida State. So they're still up there as far as SEC undefeated in league play. But yeah. Let's see. Someone said the Eagles? Eagles Giants.
I totally forgot Robert wasn't going to be here today, by the way.
It's okay. If they get the over, you got to think Eagles. It's got to be Eagles and over, like a parlay, because I don't see the Giants scoring. I don't think the Giants are out there scoring 35 points tonight. I think if they get to 17 points, I mean, what's their team total, Lenny? Do you have that? I think it's probably about 17 and a half, maybe.
Right. No.
That's a tough spot, because if you like the over, you kind of
team total for Philly is 24.5. For the Giants is 16.5, and that's about -120 for both. I don't know.
So I would like the Eagles.
I like the Giants with the points, but I like in a teaser. Shocker! I'm taking all the points in a teaser. But I don't know. I mean. I don't like a lot of football. Hockey started, so
I do like the Red Wings tonight.
My Red Wings tonight, absolutely. I got a lot of hockey stuff going on. I've been capping hockey for most of the night, but that's what happens when hockey.
I said today though, this is the hardest 2 or 3 days because hockey, unlike basketball, where basically everybody plays between the first 2 nights, so it's you start to see. I mean, we're on the 3rd night, and there's teams that still haven't played, and then there's teams playing in back-to-backs. There's teams playing. It makes it very, very difficult. Last night we saw that Vegas, they faced a team in a back-to-back. They go down 3-1. They take the lead 5-3. I think we both had the regulation -150, and then they give up the shorthand goal. I was like, uh-oh.
I know. I literally, I was I was talking to somebody. It was 5-3, and I was like, oh, when we went up 5-3 in Vegas, I was like, oh, and they're like, oh, you got money on the game? I'm like, just winning regulation, right? And then I was talking to somebody else. I turned around, came back in the room where the TV was, and it was 5-5 in overtime. And I was like, what happened? Like, what happened? I missed the last 7 minutes of the game, and it tied, and then
the tying goal was a great, just great play. But the shorthand goal was just carelessness, and it happens on opening night. I said, people that are playing big plays on this night, you should have your head checked, because this is like the first 3 nights of the year in the hockey, and the last 3 nights are, not saying coin flip, because as a handicapper, we feel like we can find an edge. It's just ones you can't feel like, you shouldn't be betting more than, as Lenny says, pizza money.
Pizza money. I like I like props. Like point props are my thing in NHL. Like, you can usually, that's a low hanging fruit, but it's easy. It's easy money. I don't want to say it like that, because it's not a hot take here by any means, but usually you just get a guy on a wing or a top line on a penalty line or something like that, a penalty kill or something like that. I mean, you can get some guys at even money for just over a half a point. A lot of those centers just win a face off, and then the defenseman slaps it in. You can grab a half point, a junk half point. That's easy money sometimes.
What do you think, Lenny? Almost all the big underdogs so far have covered the run or the puck lines.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of value. Blackhawks on opening night lose by 1. You actually got it plus money last night, like we said. That Kings team, if you had them plus, you were goal. Like, as soon as they scored that 4th goal, you were good, and then they forced it overtime. Then didn't really matter what happened. So to me, when I'm playing underdogs on the opening 3-4 days, I'm looking at the plus 1.5, because there's nothing worse than you go get greedy trying to get plus 220, plus 200, plus 190. And the team loses by 1. Screwed. They lose in overtime on penalty kills or penalty.
I know you like the bet in regulation too. 60 minutes, 3-way in regulation, whatever anybody calls it. I know you like that, and I'm more that than I am a puck line better.
If you're betting underdogs,
it depends, because you're never going to win in overtime by 2.
If you're underdog, the plus 1.5 is a good play for the full game.
It's a great play,
especially if you're like home favorites, minus 180 or more. I almost always play them in regulation, I don't play them because I don't like to lay more than minus 170. That's just a handicapper 101. You don't lay that kind of juice. It just catches you in the end. And one loss at minus 180 is like 2 or 3 losses. If you really look at it that way. So to me, I like that 3-way regulation line. It's something new out there that not a lot of people. It's in every book has it, by the way.
Every book has it. It's just
in different spots.
Different way. Yes. Some call it a 60-minute bet. Some call it in regulation. Some call it a 3-way. Be careful. Don't do the one that's the exact score. Don't ever bet those the exact score. You're really blindfold throwing darts if you're betting exact scores, in my opinion. I don't ever do that. I got a buddy that tells me all the time, oh, hockey games, he's got stats that hockey games end up in 3-2 or 4-3, and I'm like, I'm not betting that. So Jets money line tonight. I love the under in that game. I got the under.
That game's scary.
Under 5.5. Those games, those might be the 2 best goalies in the league playing tonight in Dallas and in Winnipeg. And I think you're gonna get that game just screams 2-1.
Did we get the starters yet for the Brewers game? I mean, I've been waiting on that.
Yeah, I thought it was
Peralta and Boyd. Okay.
Peralta and Boyd, yeah.
I mean, first team to 3-1 for 3 runs wins this game, right? Might not even get to 3. 2-1.
What? I like the over in both games tonight.
Peralta? You're not scoring on Peralta. You might get the bullpen, maybe first 5 innings under them.
Either way, the Brewers are going to light up Matthew Boyd.
Did you?
They did last
I don't know
time.
if this stat, because someone else wrote it here or somebody else. The Brewers have lost 8 straight road games in the playoffs. That goes back multiple seasons, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was like, I like the Brewers. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I like the Brewers after all.
I mean, I could see the Cubs winning and forcing a game 5. I don't want to be the squarest of square plays here and be the most public. I know I can be public a lot. I know that. I'm the average Joe, better, whatever. How did the Dodgers lose tonight? Just tell me how I don't take
I don't know how they lost
everything
last
I
night, to
got
be honest.
in
Like
the world and
but the
bet
Dodgers had the
Dodgers.
chance in the first inning. Nola's been terrible in the first inning. They had first and third with 2 outs. If they like the first pitch, I forget who was up. Will Smith, maybe he rips it down the line and it goes foul by 5 feet. If that goes in the corner, might score 2 runs, and
Right.
all of a sudden, and then
Different game.
I don't know. I said it earlier, right before you got on. You cannot throw fastballs to Schwarber. He was struggling. It was like the dude is the best fastball home run hitter in the league right now. Maybe Ohtani. So he's second.
Right.
You can't do it. And once that ball hit 480, 500 yards, it was like everybody was like, oh, monkey off our back now, and end up being, 3 in that inning, and the game was over right then. The Dodgers just like,
This is a great point by Jack, though, too. Here, this MLB's all jacked up. No pun intended, Jack. But why is the Brewers game at 9 and the Dodgers and Philly game at 6? I don't like Thursday, downtown LA traffic at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, trying to get in there. You might as well.
Yeah, but let me
I'll
look
tell you
at
what,
the
if
next...
you're going to that game and you're in LA, it's 10:17 in the morning right here. Okay, you can probably see my watch. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Those people going to that game are leaving now. You better get there now for a 6 o'clock game. Traffic is going to be stupid. And I don't know. I'm just a West Coast guy.
Lenny,
traffic in LA.
I thought you were going to be on a plane to Seattle to watch your team.
There was a lot of conversation back.
School, right? He's going, right?
It's school. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you don't pitch him, you might as well just fire yourself. That means you quit.
Or is he got?
No, he pitched Monday, right? It was Monday. No, wait. When did the Tigers lose? Sunday. So he pitched Sunday.
So he's good.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 5 days. It's all him. Good. He's all right. I don't care if it was yesterday he pitched. He's pitching. I mean, you can't not put him out. But I agree. This is flip-flop. The Dodgers game should be at night on primetime more.
By the way, Detroit's favored. I thought that might be a pick 'em. -135 Detroit. Who's he pitching against there?
Probably Logan Gilbert. That's who he pitched against on Sunday.
Oh, then that's who I'm sure he was pitching.
Maybe.
I like that the Dodgers game's early though, because the ball travels out.
Castile. That's who he pitched against.
The ball travels a lot better during the day out at Dodger Stadium, so we might see a little more runs today, which could be interesting. Glasnow, this is why you got him. If this goes back to Philly's win it. So this is it. This is the Dodgers. I just don't think the Dodgers can give, like, if they all of a sudden this 2-2 goes back to Philly, I think all the momentum, I just think Philly will get the win there. I hated to see that they put Kershaw in the 8th, and it was like maybe his last time pitching for the Dodgers.
And he got lit up.
Yeah.
It's bad. But no,
it was almost like in a
with my cousins talking about flying and if we're going to Seattle or should we hold out for wait to see and go to Toronto. But then none of us have passports, and that's probably not good. So.
Yeah, and I don't think they're letting Detroit Lenny get a passport last second.
No, I'm telling you right now, I'm on probably multiple watch lists. So no, I ain't going to Toronto. I'm going to Canada. I've been to Windsor. That was close enough. What
do you think college football tonight, Lenny? There's some hidden games like Kennesaw State. Like they've been feisty underdog team this year. I kind of like them at 6 points. I know Louisiana Tech is 5-0 against the spread, so everybody's like jumping on them. But I talked about it earlier. They haven't beat anybody. And then Eastern Carolina, they're 4-1 against the spread. Tulane's been pretty freaking good this year. Like they beat up on a good Duke team. I think that Duke team is solid. I think they're the top 5 team in the ACC or in that 5-6 range. They beat up on them, and then Duke did come back, but Tulane held on. And then you got that Jacksonville State team that lost everybody, but they've been playing pretty feisty.
They still won 2 games.
Houston,
yeah.
0-5. 0-5 against the spread this year is tough to do. And then that last game, Southern Miss at Georgia Southern. I kind of liked that Huff guy that came over brought a lot of those Marshall guys over. He did a great job towards the end of that year, even though I still don't know why Marshall let him go. Kind of like Southern Miss in that one, even though I do know Georgia Southern is undefeated at home. So, like any of those games that you like?
I like Tulane. Probably the most out of that. I can't put I got 15 other degenerate hockey bets ahead of Kennesaw State bet. So you know what I mean? And
But don't you think, Lenny, like this point of the year, you're betting the unknown in the NHL. You're betting at least known factors in college football this year. I mean, this is officially
but this is a sharper line. I could get a player prop at better money.
We're 40% into the college football season, FYI.
Yes.
People don't like the NFL season is much longer, but college football, I mean, there's a lot behind us and not that much in front of us.
Yeah, especially college football. I just don't
I thought that game had teasers all over it.
Louisiana Tech isn't one of those teams that I've made money on or lost money. Tonight would have normally be a perfect teaser night. I'd have 3-4 teasers.
I was just getting ready to say. I thought for sure.
I don't, and
you'd have Tulane in a teaser.
I would probably have two. I definitely have Tulane in a teaser. I know one. I know for sure. That's my favorite bet of this college football night is Tulane. I kind of lean Sam Houston. And that's just disgusting to say. I don't like nothing to do with Southern Miss and Georgia.
Have you looked at Sam Houston's travels? They have been all over. I mean, they had to go to Hawaii.
They're everywhere.
They have played
at home, dog. In a teaser over 10. Is Jacksonville State going to come in there and blow them out by double digits? I don't think so. But that's not nothing that I'm proud to say I'm on. Houston.
Sam Houston, here they played New Mexico at New Mexico State, New Mexico State at New Mexico State last week, at Texas, at Hawaii, UNLV at home, Western Kentucky to start the year. So they've played 5 of the last 6 weeks and had to travel to Western Kentucky, Hawaii, Texas, and New Mexico. I mean, not an easy slate of games. And then of course, this is a midweek game, which I always think is extremely tough. Midweek games, I think, especially for the Ray teams, there at least at home, I would give them that. The Eagles in the under, someone said. Is that what that's?
Yeah, Jack said this. I'm actually going. I kind of have a bet place. I do have. I'm the other way. I took the Giants and the over on an alt line same game parlay situation.
Lenny, that is impossible.
Why?
It's a correlated parlay. It has. Oh, you mean as a teaser?
Yeah. So listen, check it out. I took the Giants plus 14.5 on an alt line. I think it's like -3. They're both like -300 because you get minus 120 in the parlay. So Giants plus 14.5 and over 34.5. It was my numbers, and that got me to minus 120 on a parlay on DraftKings. So I mean that's a $100 bet that's already placed for me. But that doesn't say that I don't hate this one either, because I think the number's sharp. I think it's going to end up like a real, honestly, 21-17. It's a dirty, ugly, not a great game, but I'm not going to be surprised if the Giants come out of here and win this game. We don't know who Jackson Dart is.
Oh, we kind of do.
Nah, we'll find out the division game on a Monday, on a Thursday.
Before you came on, he's a great running quarterback. I think he's going to have to use his legs tonight. I like the over rushing total. I think it's 27.5, 29.5, something like that, depending on the book.
I think he's going to want to, especially because it's on prime time.
Well, the Eagles rush. They have a great rush. So a lot of times they rush around you, though. Then they'll be able to step up through the middle. And he's like a one. Most rookies, they have 1, 2, run. That's their. They look at the first, their second option, and then run. Especially against a team that can rush the passer like this. No one's really talking about, because this is the third game Saquon's faced his old team. But let's remember what he did last year when he faced them. He went off. Is there a little I think look up what is his TD anytime right TD? Now. I think it's like minus 160. That seems pretty fucking good. He might get 2 or 3 tonight. The problem with them is the tush push.
Minus 160. That's the problem inside the red zone. They don't look for him inside the red zone.
They do 5 yards and out. It's just once they get inside the 3, they can
inside
tush push
the 10,
for 2 yards.
Inside the 5, they're gonna minus 160. It looks like pretty across the board for anytime touchdown from Saquon.
That seems pretty safe.
That's pretty. Yeah, I mean, Barkley is a little banged up. I know. I do get this, but I think, I just think he's bitter, and not to mention the way
I wouldn't
they
say bitter. I think he's actually not bitter because they could have kept him. They could have continued to franchise tag him.
Yeah, but the way they aired afterwards, like that, they thought they just kind of discarded him, like he was washed. He's done. So we don't care what
exactly
he does. And they were like, "Oh, let him go to a division rival. It doesn't matter. He's washed up." And I mean, that fueled that fire for sure. That might have sparked 2 more years in his career.
But every team does that with running backs because after 5 years, people just take look what Derrick Henry.
I agree.
Like people,
listen, the rookie contracts are the only thing that's keeping the Lions' hope alive. Is rookie contracts. As soon as you start to have to pay Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, Jamar Gibbs,
Sewell, you start going down to the guys.
He's already got he got his money.
Sewell,
he's locked up. Kirby Joseph got his money. Brian Branch is going to want money, and you got to pay Brian Branch. Jack Campbell's going to want money.
Look at the Bengals. Once you pay all your offense, the defense has to go. Like that's what you either. There's 2 things you save money on.
Drafting good. Keep drafting good.
You either have bad offensive line because you have rookie offensive linemen. That's where you can save money, or you save money on defense. Those are the only 2 things because you have to pay skill position players, which we were talking about defensive ends, we're talking about receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks, even tackles. Once you start paying all those guys on good teams, Kansas City's been the only team. I guess the Eagles a little bit now that they're on kind of the 3rd, 4th year now, that has been able to survive by once you pay these guys. It's like and look what the Chiefs. I mean, I think the Chiefs are definitely coming to this realization that once you pay all these guys, the depth goes it is going to be a problem moving forward. I think the Eagles, they're a little lucky that Jalen Hurts he's not like a break the bank type quarterback. And then running backs don't make that much money comparatively compared to, tackles, defensive ends, and quarterbacks, receivers now. So even though Saquon's got paid, he's not being paid like a quarterback. So that's a positive in that as far as that. But that's I do think Saquon's banged up, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just
saying. Need to play, you play, and he's going to play tonight. Now, if he's up big in the 4th quarter, they're not going to play him. No way. They lost last week. I'm not
saying they are. That's what I'm saying. In a teaser, you could tease it down, I think, and you're still safe. Or you can also tease it. This game lands within a touchdown, I think.
Oh, goodness, no way.
No? You think the Eagles are going to just blow them all the way out of the water?
I said this before you got on. Last week was all underdogs. You know what that does to the public?
Oh, I know.
They bounce. I know. They go this week and they start looking at all the underdogs.
I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at it from a divisional point as an underdog with a new quarterback on prime time. Everybody's gonna. I'm not necessarily trying to.
What's the percentage here?
Back all that. I'm just saying that.
Let's look. 58% at 7.5. 58% of the bettors or bets are on Philly right now, which I thought it'd be a lot higher, to be honest. I thought, like Giants obviously have a really big fan base.
The public loves Jalen Hurts. They love the Eagles. The public loves that team.
The Eagles haven't even played a great game yet. They have not played one game that is
and they're
great.
Playing in New York. You know what I mean? I mean, I think that helps. To be honest with you, it riles both teams up. It probably riles both teams up that they're on Thursday night in New York. They can't do any worse than the Rangers.
27-17. 27-17 is what I think it's going to be. Eagles.
All right, my teaser hits. Plus 14.5 and over 34. Bang, bang.
I think they'll win by
teaser
10,
gang.
Right? I don't think it'll actually be that close. I think it's like they kick a field goal or a touchdown late in the 4th quarter to make it look a little better, but that it's really not that close for the most of the game. So I think Philly the first half is a really good wager. I do think Philly jumps out after last week, jumps out on them, and the neighbor's injury is big for the Giants because they did not. It's not like they had a plethora of great.
He hasn't
receivers.
Done anything to make himself missed.
Right. Guess why? You have to double him because he's by far their best player. And when you don't have that, now it just leaves like the defense doesn't really have to.
I really thought he was going to show up, though, a little bit better. I'm disappointed.
What's the Scudaboo? What's the running back? Scudaboo or whatever his name? What's his
yeah. Oh, yeah. Get him a touchdown. That kid is nuts. How do you not?
They basically lost them the game last week. That fumble that was returned for a touchdown that basically lost them the game last week. But I would think he'll be big this week.
Think he gets a touchdown?
What's it? -145?
For him to get an anytime touchdown is plus 150 to 160.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Like that. I think he's their best offensive player because he's just so consistent.
They just got to get him the ball. But I mean, his receiving yards, 68.
The rush yards is 49.5, right? Or 50, something like that.
That's rushing attempts, rushing yards.
This is a good Eagles rush.
48, 48.5, 49.5, 50. I mean,
what do you want to stop of the Giants? I would say I'm going to stop the run game and I'm going to make Dart throw into coverage and beat me. I just don't believe a rookie quarterback beating this Eagles defense.
So then that plays into Jackson Dart
rush yards.
It's got to play into his rush because he's going to have to scramble and run for some, right? So longest rush is 13.5 yards.
Yeah, I think he'll get one rush.
You could get that.
Yeah, I just think when he was at Ole Miss, he ran, and it's not a running system. But he didn't play in a pro style offense. Ole Miss is it's a different world playing for Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. He's looked good so far, but it's not like he's having to get to his third and fourth options. It's 1-2 run. That's his should be his motto. 1-2 run.
1-2 run. 1-2 run. 1-2 run.
And guess what? You don't usually turn the ball over doing that kind of thing. And if you don't turn the ball over in NFL, you have chances to win most games. So, I do like that at him tonight. I wish my Bengals would have went out and got. I mean, Joe Flacco was dude, what are we doing? Is he better? Is he better? I don't know. But I thought I would have went out and got Jameis Winston. He's their third quarterback here. I just
what it is, though. Joe Flacco doesn't turn the ball over like that.
Well, I think it was Joe Flacco had already beat the Packers, and they play the Packers this week. And they were thinking, dude, we're getting him ready in a short week. This is it for Joe Flacco. So, you know what I mean? If you bring in Jameis Winston, he has an extended contract. So now you got to just make a decision in the offseason. What do you do with the backup quarterback? You guys,
the Bengals are in so much problem. I know you wanted to go 500, and that was fair. I thought realistic would go 500 till Joe Burrow gets back and then let Joe Burrow do his thing.
I don't think that's
I don't think you're going 500. So then at that point, you might as well let him sit the whole year.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't want to say tank, but
is there pressure though?
Top 5 pick.
They're not winning this week. Okay, so they'll be 2-4. If they say they could get to 4-6. Is there pressure then to get Joe back earlier so that you can try to run the table?
I don't know where you see wins along the road. It gets a little rougher for you.
After this is the toughest freaking game of the year. I think the Packers are the
best
team.
Are rough.
The Packers
Packers defense, I think, is unfortunately a little bit better than I thought they were. You got Green Bay, then you got Pittsburgh next week. That defense. Then I
still think Pittsburgh's overrated, though.
I think their offense is totally overrated. But then you play the Jets and the Bears. I think you're going to win one of those guys. I mean, you got to maybe be both. I don't know.
You got to beat Pittsburgh. Because if you look at Pittsburgh's undefeated in the division, now, Baltimore's doing us a favor. Baltimore's got one win. The Browns got one win. So it's only Pittsburgh that's in front of the Bengals. So if the Bengals beat them head up, it's it's not out of the equation that the Bengals get to 9-8 if Joe Burrow comes back and they sweep the Steelers and then they tie them, they win all the tiebreakers. That you're probably not getting in as a wild card. The wild card I think is going to be way higher. Bengals Sunday, Monday night beats
$20 Flacco beats Green Bay again. Yeah. Hey, that's worth a $20 bill if you're a Bengals fan.
How many?
It'll be the best donation you ever made.
Someone look up, what is it, the Elias Bureau or whatever. Look up how many times a quarterbacks beat a team twice and it wasn't in the same division and it wasn't in the playoffs.
I wonder if that's ever happened.
It's got to be very, very rare because it has to be a trade. The only way to do it.
We'll find out tomorrow. You guys do your homework. We're going to get out of here, though. You do your homework. Come back tomorrow. Craig Trapp will be here. I think Robert Ferringo is going to join us as well. was traveling or something today. I remembered last minute. Good luck unless you're against us. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern.